Today we are going to talk about our Innov IT project and all the things that are attached to it. First, I'm going to give the word to Renata and Simon, who are going to talk about negative and about the positive points of the assignment.
I think one of the strongest points about this task was that it really prepared us for our future life, to come together, form a group opinion, discuss with one another. I think it's really good when you have to prepare yourself, be in business, work with other people.
Yeah, so the first 2 weeks we brainstormed together to think about one idea that we have to accomplish. I think it's good for our creativity as a group, and
you have to come up with one idea, sit in front of 7 other people you don't know. Maybe I think one of the most important, one of the best things the project gave us was the ability to work as a team. We had to form our own opinions, discuss with one another, and it really prepares you for later business life, I think.
Yeah, for example, the 2 first weeks we brainstormed together to think about one idea that we could accomplish. So it was good for our creativity and learn how to brainstorm.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you want to say?
Yeah, yes. Was it difficult to all accept the idea and say yes, that's the thing that we all agree on? Or?
Yeah, I think it was. It actually took some time for us to come up with one solid idea, because we worked with 8 different people, and find one idea with 8 people is really hard to do. It took us, like you said, 2 weeks.
And do you still remember who originally came up with the idea of the Matt Damon AI?
I think the project itself was derived from an idea of Ocean and Jonathan, I think. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I came up with the name.
But the explanation of the name you can find in another video of us.
So one last point I think I want to make is we had complete freedom. We had no script, nothing. We just had to start from scratch, and it was really good to stimulate our creativity.
And the working together part, give everybody an assignment and everybody a deadline, and how did that go?
Yeah, I think that went very, very well, because we gave ourselves deadlines, and
everybody kept them at the date and time,
give or take, for a group of 8 people it went splendid, I guess.
Okay, then I thank you for this conversation, and let's say go to the next couple of persons who are going to talk about their point of this conversation. Hello, welcome back. Now I have Frederik and Hussam here with me, who are going to talk about the negative side of the I1 Talent course, Innov IT, and our project that we made for the Innov IT assignment. Let's first go to Hussam. And Hussam, can you tell me some negative aspects that you had in I1 Talent?
There is one negative aspect in iTalent. The problem is that we sometimes didn't get the message clear, and we wasted a lot of time with
finding out what you had to do, or
yes.
So you think the assignments were not that clear?
No, sometimes
this is what we expect from you in that time frame.
I think we need a better message. They mostly send us emails of what we need to do, and I think they have to make it a little bit clearly for us.
So you think maybe a more personal approach, more interaction with the teacher, so you can ask the questions, and he explains really to the group what there has to be done. So
yes, so that we can that we don't waste a lot of time.
Let's now go to Frederik. Frederik, what I'm going to ask you is, what do you think were the more negative aspects of the Innov IT assignment itself and the project that we did as a group?
Well, first of all, maybe about the assignments. We were given the task to like create something off the top of our head actually, and it didn't really have to be realistic, which was in my eyes a bit. It was fun, but it was a kind of weird because there's no time frame. You could just say something like we're doing something that's really unrealistic, like in the near future. Okay, maybe in 100, 200 years it might be possible, but right now, or like in the next decade or so, I don't see our idea happening.
Yes.
But it was fun to do.
Yes, so you don't really see now the connection between the assignment and the education that you have in this school. Like now
Yes.
you're all studying for computer engineer, and
Yeah, well, I do see the connection, like somewhat. I mean, we're talking about
it's
an
not that
AI.
clear.
Yes, but it's not really realistic. I mean, we're not gonna make that AI because technology is, I think, not that far to actually achieve that.
Wissam, do you want to add something to that, or should we go and
I
pass on
think
to the next
it's
question?
this assignment was more about teamwork than the task itself, than thinking about the idea. I think it was more working together, listening to each other, and the idea was more like just a little thing in this assignment. That's what I think.
Here we are again. Today, Jonathan, Ocean and Hilda are going to talk about the Matt Damon project itself. Let's go to Hilda.
In such a challenging project, we found it often hard to present a realistic time frame in which we could resolve every problem, every issue that we found, and that was the hardest in my opinion. However, those difficulties inspired us to search the most unfeasible ideas. So.
Speaking about those, I think our most negative part about this whole idea, the Matt Damon, is that it's all very vague. Like we don't have concrete software or even ideas how to make the software, the AI, because it's very difficult. We're not at this time yet where we have the right technology to make things like this. But on the other hand, if we ever come to that kind of technology, I think our idea will be very, very good actually, yes.
We did think a lot about things that could be of importance to our project, but it's definitely something for the future. But I guess that's what innovation is, it's thinking of the future.
Outside of the box.
Exactly.
And does somebody has any idea about the kind of time frame we were talking about? Or now the AI that we have right now in the world, like the one of Google, Apple and so?
Like Hilda said, it's very difficult, plus our AI should be able to build stuff, not only compute stuff. It should be able to build with the resources on the planet we drop it on, create its own new computers, machines, cities, buildings, everything. So the technological part in the AI is very difficult, but also the resources utilization, the hardware also very different. So the time frame very different to say, difficult.
Yes, so I might add some points to what Jonathan just said. It is true, we don't have an exact time frame, but we did do some research on stuff that already exists that we could send with the AI. For example, the cyanobacteria that could create oxygen and that could survive in low pressure atmospheres. We did do some research, they do exist. They have tested them in Mars atmospheric scenarios, I guess you could call them. So we did do all kind of research into those little things.
And the idea itself, like you look now at all the positive and negative points in the other videos we have, but honestly, what do you think about now we all live on this planet? Like they're all saying we are running out of time, but who knows when and what and what's going to happen and so. But do you believe that we are going to be in time to make an AI or go and live on other planets survive there, like with our human race that we have today?
Can I? Or if you want. I think one of the most, like, for me personally, and Simon was with me, one of the most key moments of this research was the point where we looked up like how many for how many years do we have this resource left, right? And what we found was this table, this beautiful graph which had like all the major resources on it, and like the time in years we have them left, and it was like so drastic, and we were like really amazed by, we were really confronted by this image of that had like every fact in one image, and it was really confronting. So we definitely had something to think about there. Wait, what was your exact question again?
What do you think we are going to finish the AI in time and we'll be able to go live on another planet and maybe also don't ruin it again like we did with this world?
Yeah, that is a question that is hard to answer, but I think, let me phrase it this way. The resources on this planet will run out at some point. Maybe 100 years, maybe we'll find like this great new technology that makes us so efficient in using resources. Maybe we recycle everything, but we will run out of stuff one day. So I think if we think long term, we will have to go out into space and use resources and maybe even live there. But this is thinking in like long term.
Yeah, like we did also the research in the other videos, we have a lot of other planets where we possibly can go to, but every planet has its pros and cons, and that's, I think, also a big point that we are going to need to invest to some research in what planet are we going to, and yes, but I hope we will be in time and there will be a solution. So now I thank you all for listening and watching this video. It was a real pleasure for having you. So thank you.